Hello, this is Risty. So, funny enough, this is the third attempt for me to start today's video. The first one that I did, I was just misclicking and I kind of screwed a few things up right in the first 30 seconds. And then actually, I just spent the last 15 minutes talking to my phone without the record button on. So that was fun. So yeah, just things I gotta get used to, I guess, as I am doing this. This is a relatively new thing for me. I had done something way back when the class change dropped and had always meant to do a little bit more of them, and then I didn't for like 2 months. But with Eternal Lands, I figured what better time to bring this back. So I did something 2 days ago, right before Eternal Lands, just talking about that, kind of prep work going into right before the start of it. I did mean to record something yesterday, but honestly, yesterday was a bit of a full day. For those of you who know me at all, beyond just Top War, you will know that my other big obsession of the last couple of years is BTS, and my favorite BTS member, Yoongi, dropped a song with Psy. Yes, the same Psy who did Gangnam Style a few years back. It is an awesome song. It is the song that is in the background of this video. It's called That, which I really do recommend you check out. But essentially, I stayed up until 4 or 5 in the morning, Thursday night, Friday morning, because that new song was dropping. And then I went out with a friend yesterday, and I was tired. So I did not record a video. So you are getting a video from me today, which I will talk about the facts. So yesterday was our Dark Forces day. I'm kind of half-heartedly sort of trying for individual points, but also not really, because I'm in 61st place and I don't really have any plans of how I'm going to catch up to get, a half decent reward on this. But I'll at least try to maybe collect a couple of gold shards by staying in the top 100. I don't plan on doing top 20 at all in this one, so I had figured I would throw a little bit of it into this event, but not enough, probably partially because I was busy for a lot of the day yesterday. And then I donated my troops. So if you did watch my last video, you would have seen that as of my last video, my base was completely covered in tanks. I got rid of all but one of my gold mines. I have nothing left for training. All these hangars and airports weren't around there yesterday, but now they are. And so that is because I did donate my entire day's worth of troops. I did it before reset so that I could get my Caruso before reset and then use my Caruso again now after reset. So that is why I do actually have a decent number of planes. I also have just a few tanks because I had a tank quest yesterday. Of course, today, on the day when I was, wanting to do all kinds of training, I got no training quests at all. Not sure if anybody else feels like that happens to them, but it always seems like the days that I actually want and need to train, I don't get any training quests, and the days that my base is completely full are the days that I get nothing but training quests. But yes, that has been done. So now I'm just going to train. I'm not going to train a ton more tanks. I will train enough to always kind of fill in the edges and fill up both of my garages, which again, you can see they are very, very empty at the moment. And so I will train enough to fill those and donate through those as the time arrives for some of the daily quests. But I'm not going to keep obsessively training because I don't think I'm going to have enough points for it to really get me anything. So I would rather put my resources towards something else, save up, maybe use those for some fighting. So one of the things that I had wanted to talk about, though, that's been my kind of favorite part of the last 24 hours of this Eternal Lands, is that we have had a bunch of people joining our alliance. So one of the things I know people, when they think about 591, if you guys think about 591, it feels so like weird saying, when you think about 591. But people tend to think that it is just this one big megalith alliance, which there is, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie do operate as one alliance, split up between 3 different tags. But aside from those, there are other active members on 591. And we wanted to make sure that, of course, all of those members get a chance to participate in Eternal Lands as well. So a lot of them have been joining us, which has been great because I just like meeting new people. It's the reason really at the end of the day that I play these games is because I like to chat with people, have fun, and, we play a fun little game on the side, and it's something that we do to keep busy while we're doing it. And I have a competitive enough nature that I want to win. So that is something that, I like to do the same way that, when you get a group of friends over and you're going to play a board game or you're going to, do whatever, you're going to try to win. It doesn't mean that you don't like your friends. It just means that, you want to beat your friends because that's the way things go. And that's always been my attitude towards these games, which sometimes, I do understand some people don't necessarily want that. And it's been funny talking with some of my friends because, of course, there's so many different approaches to Eternal Lands. And a lot of them, involve saying, well, let's try and split all of the rewards between, as many different people as possible. And while I can understand those feelings, at the same time, there's something to be said, I know for myself and I know for many other people, a lot of the reason why we put the effort that we do into the game is because we want to win. And Eternal Lands is, one of the big wins. It's one of the things that, you do want to go out there and just kind of show what you've been able to accomplish, both with your personal account and also really with what you've been able to build together, teamwork, as a server. So I look forward to seeing how that goes. This will be my first Eternal Lands in 591. My 5th Eternal Lands overall. I have 2 accounts. So because of that, I have played all 4 of the last Eternal Lands since July. So the ones for the under 1,000, and then my second account has played both of the ones for the over 1,000. So each one of those Eternal Lands has been a very different experience. I have won on some of them. I have won very easily in one case. I have had an Eternal Lands that really did essentially end up being basically a tie between servers. I have had a hard fought second place where we were, pushing quite hard, but we're very much beaten by another server, and we're lucky to kind of hang on to second place, or I shouldn't really say lucky because it was something that we actually put effort into. It was kind of our goal that we knew that first place wasn't going to happen. So we did what we needed to do to make sure that we could get second place. And I've been in Eternal Lands where, we went in with a game plan, and needless to say, the game plan that we went into really did not work out. And we did not really end up with many prizes at all. So I've kind of seen the full experience, and each one of them has been different, and I look forward to seeing how this one goes. I don't think it's really a surprise to say that 591 intends to win this one, and probably will win this one. One of the things when I, looking at these pre-expeditions, nobody, if I'm being honest, is trying super hard, which is kind of unfortunate when you look at the gap, because would be really nice if we were a little bit more evenly matched. I don't say that as any disrespect to these other servers that we're matched up with against. If anything, I wish for those servers that, we were removed out of this bracket and they had somebody who was in their similar ranking, I think probably you would see a little bit more effort from some of these servers in that case if they knew that they had a more evenly matched bracket. And I think that we would see more competition if we had a more evenly matched bracket. So it is a common rant that I am not going to go too deeply into. However, the one thing that I did want to say, because everybody always talks about it, and I'll be honest, it's something that I had the wrong information for the longest time about. But for everybody always talks about how you want fourth place. Obviously, we joked about the fact that we literally would have to try a lot harder to hit fourth place than to hit first place, so it really wasn't something that we were trying for. But for most servers and, servers that I've been in the past, fourth place is typically the goal. The reason for that being that, even 15% all unit HP is honestly nothing. We know that, in a battle, 15% HP is not deciding who wins or loses in almost any battle that you would be putting out there. So these first three become essentially kind of a pointless buff. But the big thing that people talk about with these, 4 through 8 with the gathering buffs is that people say, oh, well, we want to make sure that we have the gathering buffs so that we have that extra amethyst. Unfortunately, these gathering speeds and any other gathering speed boost that you do put on your account is not actually going to affect how much amethyst you collect. So if you didn't know, the amethyst that you collect is determined by how much time you spend farming. So it is the time that you spend farming, whether it's in a facility, which I hope that you're using facilities, and I will assume that you know the reason why. But if you're farming in a facility, or you are farming on a tile, or you are farming, I guess it's really only 2 ways that you can farm. Special resource area, although that has extra boosts on it. But all of those are determined by the amount of time that you spend farming is how much amethyst that you will gather. So it is not the amount of food that you gather. If I gather for 8 hours and I only collect, 100,000 units of food, and then, or if I, farm for 8 hours and I collect 10 million units of food, I will still end up with the same amount of amethyst for that 10 hours of farming. So let me throw that little nugget in for anybody who has actually listened to the end of my ramblings here. And with that, I will try to wrap it up. My second attempt, I did go through the entire event, and I actually used a ton of my tokens walking through a bunch of the recipes. So I can't do that again because they're already done and I don't have any tokens left. So maybe I will talk a little bit more about that event in another video, but otherwise I'm going to leave this one here. But if you have made it to the end of all of this, I would ask that you please leave a like, consider subscribing. I know that right now these videos are now being pushed out on a couple of Discords, so you may be here because you heard about it on Discord, which welcome here. I hope that you don't feel like you just wasted the last 15 minutes of your life, even though you probably kind of did. But if you did like what you heard, though, feel free to leave a comment. If there's anything in particular that you would like me to talk about, this is kind of the format that these are going to go by. Don't expect, me to sit here and give you a 10-step tutorial, because that's not going to happen. But if there's any questions that you have, or anything that you would like me to talk about, I will try to answer any questions that I get in future videos. But leave a like, leave a comment, let me know if you like this, let me know if you don't like it. I'm not going to necessarily say that I'm going to, you're not going to keep me up at night if you didn't like it, but let me know what you think. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye now.